So the NBA trade deadline is tomorrow, less than 24 hours away from everybody's favorite moment, or one of the favorite moments of the regular season. That is the trade deadline. Spectacles typically happen, crazy things typically happen, teams have turnarounds, teams blow things up. It is a pretty fun moment for us NBA fans. However, I do think that this trade deadline may be a little bit more quiet than usual. I still have my 5 predictions as to what I think could happen at the deadline tomorrow. Now, these are, of course, my predictions, and we all know there could be something that nobody sees coming, and then a domino effect could occur from there. But here's my 5 predictions, and you guys let me know if you agree or disagree, and also let me know your trade deadline predictions in the comment section below. So let's go ahead and start things off with my very first trade prediction, and that is the Golden State Warriors stay put. Yes, they do not trade Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins, although they would like to move on from him. I don't think they're able to find a buyer. Now, we have heard a few teams potentially, inquire and see what the asking price is for Andrew Wiggins. I don't think it's very much at all, but I don't think anybody is willing to really pay that price. Andrew Wiggins making a ton of money. He is under contract, and we just have not seen that same Andrew Wiggins that we seen a few years ago when he helped them win an NBA championship. Maybe things turn around, but before the trade deadline, I am not quite sure. Klay Thompson, another name that, we just made a video about him yesterday, that he could potentially be moved. I just don't see it happening, especially by the trade deadline. I think you gamble with Klay Thompson, you see what he does the rest of the year, and then from there, you will decide if, he wants to come back, you want to keep him, you see if you made the playoffs, or if you are a lottery team. A lot of things could change for the Warriors, but when you look at it, they're not in a bad spot, so there's really no rush to move on from him. And right now, it's probably his all-time low in trade value. So why rush moving on from Klay Thompson? I just don't think it happens, and ultimately, I don't think the Warriors do anything at the trade deadline. Now, the next one, prediction number 2, is the Philadelphia 76ers do make a move, but it's not for Andre Drummond, it's not for Buddy Hield. It's for Utah Jazz big man Kelly Olynyk. Yes, Kelly Olynyk, I think, could be moved, and I think it will be to Philly. Now, Philly is in a unique situation, right? They have a ton of cap space next season, but they want to keep that flexibility heading into the offseason. So you're looking for expiring deals. How can you help improve the team right now with expiring deals? I think Buddy Hield would have been a great fit as well in Philly, but I think if you look at priority, losing Joel Embiid is not 100% confirmed, but we're going to assume Joel Embiid will not play basketball the rest of the season. Losing a big, you probably want to fill that void at least a little bit. Kelly Olynyk, that stretch big, shooting 40% from 3. I mean, he provides a lot. He is 32, almost 33 years old, so that is something to consider, but he's on that expiring deal. $12 million this year, and then next year, you could allow him to walk. So I think Kelly Olynyk is the smart play. Utah is just looking to collect draft picks, so I don't think it's going to cost you too much. Just give him a draft pick. You have a few to get rid of. Why not? See if you can keep this, the winning ways alive for this season, because although they do lose Embiid, that is a big loss, and I don't see them winning a championship without him. This is still a good team that I think could compete in the playoffs. I do think they'll drop down the standings, but they can compete. So why not give yourself a fighting chance? Go get Kelly Olynyk. Why not? See what happens. So that is my second prediction. Moving on to prediction number 3 is DeJounte Murray, probably one of the biggest names on the trade market this season. I think he stays put also in Atlanta. This goes back to, I think this may be a quieter trade deadline. DeJounte Murray has interest for the Lakers. I think the Lakers winning the last few games and really just seeing how everything with DLloyd has worked out. He's been playing really well. That was the guy they were going to move. It wasn't going to be Rui. I don't think Rui is, especially with 3 years left on the deal, I don't think he was a realistic possibility. So you really now look right back to DLloyd, trying to match that contract. He's really the only guy you could move, but I think he's played his way into staying in LA and the Lakers rolling the dice and seeing what he does with the player option in the offseason. We also heard, of course, they could be looking at a Donovan Mitchell in the offseason, but for now, I don't think the Lakers make that move for DeJounte Murray. We heard the Pelicans could be a sneaky pick for DeJounte Murray. I'm not quite sure that gets done. I think maybe they look elsewhere, maybe even a Malcolm Brogdon to bring in. I don't think they get it done with DeJounte Murray. And then every other team we really heard about DeJounte Murray, I just do not see it happening. So I think ultimately he ends up staying in Atlanta and they figure things out. Prediction number 4, the Milwaukee Bucks, they make a move. And they make a move for Tyus Jones. Now, they were one of the teams that were rumored to potentially look at DeJounte Murray. How can they bring him in? I don't think they do. You look at Tyus Jones, one of the better backup point guards in the NBA. You have, some injuries going on right now. I think just get that depth. I think that helps you. I don't think he'll cost you a lot. I think that's a solid pickup for the Milwaukee Bucks. Just bringing him in. He has that leadership. He has that experience. I think he could really help Milwaukee in that bench role, of course. Try to make waves. So I don't mind that. I don't think he costs that much. So I will say Tyus Jones. I know the Lakers were also a team looking at Tyus Jones. Then Milwaukee could potentially get him. Now, my last one for this video, number 5, Andre Drummond is traded, but not to Philly, not to any other team that we have talked about in the past. I think he goes to the New York Knicks. Shock trade, probably my most far-fetched one of all of them, but hear me out. The New York Knicks, still a very talented team that they lost Mitchell Robinson. We've been trying to figure out who is going to be the true replacement for Mitchell Robinson, especially come playoff time. And I think Andre Drummond can fit that bill. Now, we are hearing that Drummond could go for multiple second rounders or a first round draft pick. Yes, a first round draft pick for a player like Andre Drummond. I don't think that is quite the price. I think he'll probably go for multiple twos. But if there is a team that have draft picks to really trade away, it is the New York Knicks right now. And why not go get a big in Andre Drummond who could replace what Mitchell Robinson was giving you? He shouldn't cost that much. We know, once again, the Bulls are another team that, yes, they're a play-in team right now, but why not get a draft pick and get rid of Andre Drummond? I think that could be a very viable option. And I think for the Knicks, Drummond will improve that team. He will fill that void, especially, like I said, without Mitchell Robinson. You're looking at the rest of that roster. Julius Randle dealing with injuries. Why not? Why not go get Andre Drummond? So those are my predictions. They could be a little far-fetched, but I can see these all somewhat happening. Of course, they're probably not all going to happen. Hopefully, we get one or two of them correct, though. But you guys let me know in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree with any of the predictions I said here? And what are some of your trade deadline predictions? I, as a whole, do think it will be a quieter trade deadline, especially compared to last year where the Lakers went crazy. I think it'll be very quiet. I think we'll see more role players move. I think we'll see more teams that not stay put and figure out what happens in the buyout market, where you're going to have a Kyle Lowry more than likely. I don't think he gets traded. Even a Gordon Hayward, I don't think he gets traded, but he could be a guy that could potentially be bought out. I think that market will be viable, but I think it's kind of quiet tomorrow at the trade deadline. Now, I'll probably either make a video. I might go live for the trade deadline. We'll see. I think that's definitely probably the plan, though, is to go live for the trade deadline, man. But you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this list. It's DLloyd, man. See y'all next time. Peace.